Now from the diagram, we are going to have to take moments about RA and RB. Now we are going to be using the total upward forces is equivalent to the total downward forces. Now if you take a look at the diagram, we have reactions at A and we have a reaction at B. Our total upward forces is our IA plus RB, which will give us our total downward forces, which is 40 plus 60. It means RA plus RB will give us 100 kilonewton. Now, if we taking our moment about RA, if we have to take our moment about RA, summation clockwise is equal to summation anti-clockwise. Now, our summation clockwise, that will give us RB times 6 is equal to 40 times 1.5 plus 60 times 4.5. Now, this will give us RB times 6 is equal to 60 plus 60 times 4.5, which is 270. Our RB times 6 will give us 330. Our RB will then give us 55 kilonewton. Now, taking moment about RB. Now, if you are taking moment about RB, look at your diagram. Summation clockwise is equal to summation anti-clockwise. Now, our clockwise, that will give us IA times 6, which will give us 60 times 1.5 plus 40 times. Look at the diagram. What is the distance of 40 from RB? That is 3 plus 1.5, which gave us 4.5. Now this RA times 6 is equal to 60 times 1.5, that is 90. 40 times 4.5, that is 180. Our RA times 6 will then give us this 90 plus 180, that is 270. Our RA will give us, what you multiply by 6, that will give you 270, 45 kilonewton. Now don't forget, if we go back to our RA plus RB is equal to 100 kilonewton. Now let's check. We have gotten our RA to be 45. We got our RB to be 55, which is equivalent to 100 kilonewton. It means our workings is correct. Now I've gotten reactions. We have gotten reactions A and reactions B. We have to start calculating the members. Now we should note that the positive, when we have a positive value, it means it is a tie. When we have a negative value, it means it's a strut. Take note of this. Now let's start from joint A. Since joint A is the first joint there. Now let's find our total vertical forces, which will be equivalent to 0. Our total horizontal forces, which will also give us 0. Now for our total vertical forces, the first vertical force there is YAD. Now you discover my YAD is positive is because the arrow is pointing upwards. Now plus 45 kilonewton is also pointing upwards, will give us 0. Now YAD, when you resolve that, that will give us FAD sine 60 plus 45 is equal to 0. Now this FAD sine 60 is equal to minus 45. It means our FAD will be equal to minus 45 divided by sine 60. It means our FAD will equal to sine 60 is 0.8660. Now minus 45 divided by that using your calculator, you get minus 51.9615, which is approximately minus 52 kilonewton. Now it has a negative value. It will give us what? Is Struts. Now going to the total horizontal forces. Our first horizontal force there is XAD. It's pointing towards the positive side. We also have our FAC, which is also pointing towards the positive side. Now it means our FAC is equal to minus XAD. Now FAC will give us minus resolving XAD. This will give us FAD sine. Sorry, this will be cos 60 because we are resolving to the x-axis. Now, because they are horizontal forces. Now our FAC will then give us minus 52 kilonewton times cos 60, which is 1 over 2. Our FAC will then give us minus and minus, that is plus 52 divided by 2. That will give us plus 26 kilonewton, which is a tie. Now we have finished resolving joint A. Now we have to resolve joint D, going to the next joint. Now our same approach, summation vertical forces is equal to 0, summation horizontal forces is equal to 0. Now our vertical forces here are, you also apply the sign. Look at the arrow, is the arrow that we define the sign that will be in front of what you're doing. Now if you take a look at 40 kilonewton is pointing downwards, it means that it's going to attract a negative sign. That will be minus 40. Same thing for YAD, minus YAD, minus YDC also. They are all pointing downwards. Now minus 40 minus YAD, multiply through by minus 1. This will be 40 plus YAD plus YDC is equal to 0. Now let's resolve. 40 plus YAD, which is FAD sine 60, plus YDC, which is FDC sine 60, is equal to 0. Now this gives us 40 plus, we have gotten our FAD to be minus 52 sine 60, plus we don't know our FDC sine 60 is equal to 0. Now if we make our FDC the surveyor formula, we get FDC sine 60 is equal to 52 sine 60, because when the negative sign comes to the other side, it will turn to positive. Now when 40 comes to this side, that will be minus 40. It means our FDC will be equal to 52 sine 60 minus 40 divided by sine 60. When you press that on your calculator, you get 5.811978, which is approximately 5.8 kilonewton, which is a tie. Now let's do the same for our horizontal forces. Our first horizontal force there is FDE, which is a positive arrow, that is going upwards. Not really upwards, but it's going to the positive side. XAD attracts a negative, plus XDC, which is positive, is equal to 0. Now FDE minus, when we resolve XAD, that will be FAD sine, cos 60. I don't know why I'm always making this mistake. Now our XDC, that will give us FDC cos 60 is equal to 0. Now this will give us FDE minus, our FAD is minus 52 cos 60, plus our FDC, which is 5.8 cos 60, is equal to 0. Now this will give us FDE minus times minus, that is plus 52 cos 60, that is 26, because cos 60 is 0.5. 5.8 cos 60, that is 2.9, is equal to 0. It means our FDE will be 26 plus 2.9, that is 28.9. Going to the other side, that will be minus 28.9 kilonewton, which is a strut. Now let's go to joint C. Same approach, summation vertical forces is equal to 0. Summation horizontal forces is equal to 0. Now our vertical forces there, very easy. That is our YDC and our YCE. will give us 0. They are both positive values because they are facing the positive side. Now our YDC, FDC sine 60, our YCE, FCE sine 60 will give us 0. Now FDC sine 60 plus FCE sine 60 will give us 0. It means that FDC plus FCE is equal to 0 when you divide through by sine 60. Now, since we have gotten our FDC to be 5.8 kilonewton, it means our FCE will give us minus 5.8 kilonewton, which is a strut. Now, let's go to our horizontal forces. The first horizontal force there is XDC, and it's facing the negative direction, so it will attract negative value. Now we have XCE, which is positive, FAC negative, FBC positive, which will give us 0. Now let's resolve. This will be minus FDC cos 60 plus FCE cos 60 minus FAC plus FBE is equal to 0. Now this will give us minus, our FDC is 5.8, so that will be minus 5.8 cos 60 plus our FCE, which is minus 5.8 cos 60 minus our FAC, which is 26, plus FBC will give us 0. Now when you solve this, our FBC will give us, using your calculator, this is minus 5.8 cos 60 minus 5.8 cos 60 minus 26. That will give us minus 31.8. Taking it to the other side, that will be plus 31.8 kilonewton, which is a tie. Now we're going to joint E. Now for our joint E, also the same approach. Summation vertical force is equivalent to 0. Summation horizontal force is equivalent to 0. Now our vertical forces, the first one there is 60. It's pointing downwards, so it will attract a negative value. Now going to the second one, which is YCE, is also pointing downwards, a negative value. YBE, which will give us 0. So if you multiply through by minus 1, this will be 60 plus YCE plus YBE, which will give us 0. Now this will give us 60 plus YCE. If we resolve that, this will be FCE sine 60 plus FBE sine 60 is equal to 0. Now we know our FCE already. We are looking for our FBE. So this will give us 60 plus our FCE, which is minus 5.8 sine 60 plus FBE sine 60 to give us 0. Now let's make FBE sine 60 the Truss formula. Our FBE sine 60 will then give us 60 plus minus 5.8 sine 16 using your calculator will give you minus 54.9771. Now it means our FBE sine 60 is equal to minus 54.9771. Divide through by sine 60, that will be minus 54.9771 divided by sine 60, which is 0.8660. So FBE will give us this divided by sine 60 will give us minus 63.4820. Our FBE is approximately minus 63.5 kilonewton. Now for our horizontal forces. Our first horizontal force there is FDE and it's facing this side. It means it's a negative value. So that will be minus FDE. Now XC is also attracting a negative value. XBE is attracting a positive value. Now let's resolve. This will be minus FDE minus FCE cos 60 plus FBE cos 60 is equal to 0. Now this will give us minus, our FDE is minus 28.9. Our FCE is minus 5.8, but we have an existing minus here, so the minus 5.8 cos 60, which is 0.5, plus our FBE. We have gotten our FBE here to be minus 63.5. Minus 63.5 cos 60, which will give us 0. Now minus times this will give us 28.9. Now minus times minus, that is plus 5.8 times 1 over 2. That will give us 2.9. Now cos 60 is 1 over 2. When you divide 63.5 by 2, you get 31.8. Now this will give us 0. Now 28.9 plus 2.9, that will give us 31.8 minus 31.8 is equal to 0. This minus this is 0 is equal to 0. Now since 0 is equal to 0, therefore the truss is in equilibrium. So this is how you find the members of a roof truss. Once you can get 0 is equal to 0, it means that the truss is in equilibrium. If you don't get 0 is equal to 0 and the question is correct, you have to go over your workings. You have to be conscious of your arrows, your sign, because that's what will define your sign. You can see all those negative, positive. Once you interchange them, you are liable to make mistakes. Discovering this question, all the units we were given were in Newton. So what you actually have to do is that you have to convert that Newton first to kilonewton. Now, how do you convert to kilonewton? You just divide those newtons by 1000. For example, that 500 Newton, that will give us 500 divided by 1000, which will give us 0.5 kilonewton. So converting them to kilonewton gives us a more easier approach when we are working questions, so that we'll not have to deal with large numbers. Now let's go back to the question. We are going to have to calculate our reactions at A and reactions at B. Now if we take, that is taking moment about RB. Taking moment about RB, this will give us RE times 8 is equal to 0.5 times 8 plus 1 times 6 plus 1 times 4 plus 1 times 2. Now this is RE times 8 is equal to, everything here will give us 16. Our RA will give us 2 kilonewton. Now how did I get 8? How did I get 6? How did I get 4? How did I get 2? They are the distance from where we are taking the moment, which is RB. But you will discover that we have a last force there, which is 0.5 kilonewton. Why it is not yet? Because we have 0.5 times distance from RB, it is 0. If you take a look at your diagram. So that is why we think includes 0.5. Now, since total upward forces is equal to total downward forces. Our total upward forces is Ra plus Rb is equal to our total downward forces 0.5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 0.5. Now Ra plus Rb will give us, everything here will give us 4. How is that for 0.5 plus 0.5? 1. 1 in 4 places. So that will give us 4. Now since our Ra is 2, it means our Rb also will also give us 2 kilonewton. So this will be our reaction at A and our reaction at B in kilonewton. Now, after finding the reactions at A and the reactions at B, we have to start solving for the members. Now, we are starting from joint A. Now, if you take a look at joint A, we have 0.5 kilonewton. We also have FAC. We have to resolve FAC to the horizontal and also to the vertical. So now, using our same approach, sum of vertical forces is equivalent to 0. Sum of horizontal forces is equivalent to 0. Now for our vertical forces, 0.5 is pointing downwards. This will be minus 0.5 plus 2 plus YAC is equal to 0. Now minus 0.5 plus 2, that's 1.5 plus YAC. When you resolve it, that will be FAC sine 30 is equal to 0. Now this FAC sine 30 is equal to minus 1.5. It means our FAC is equal to minus 3.0 kilonewton, which is a strut. Now, let's do the same approach for our horizontal forces. The first one that we have there is XAC, which will attract a positive value, and we also have our FAE, which will give us 0. Now, when you resolve XAC, that will give us FAC cos 30 plus FAE is equal to 0. Now we make FAE the short formula. Our FAE will give us minus FAC cos 30. Now it means FAE will give us minus, our FAC is minus 3. So this will be minus 3 cos 30. It means our FAE will give us plus 3 multiplied by cos 30. Our FAE will then give us 3 times cos 30, that will give us 2.5981, meaning our FAE is approximately plus 2.6 kilonewton, which is a strut. Sorry, and that is a type, not a strut. We're going to solve for at joint C. Now we're going to joint C. Now same approach, summation vertical forces equal to 0. Summation horizontal forces is equal to 0. Now, our vertical forces, YCD, that will be minus YCE minus 1 minus YAC is equal to 0. Now, let's resolve that. FCD sine 30 minus FCE sine 30 minus 1 minus FAC sine 30 will give us 0. Now we don't know our FCD, so this FCD sine 30 minus, we don't know FCE sine 30 minus 1 minus, we got our FAC to be minus 3, so this will be minus 3 sine 30 is equal to 0. Now this will give us FCD sine 30 minus FCE sine 30 minus 1 minus times minus plus 3 sine 30 is equal to 0. Now this will give us FCD sine 30 minus FCE sine 30 plus sine 30 is 1 over 2 divided by 3, 1.5. minus 1, 0.5 is equal to 0. Now from here, it means our FCD minus FCE will give us minus 1. When you factorize sin 30 out, that will give us 0.5. Now when you take this 0.5 to the other side, that will be minus 0.5. So now minus 0.5 over 0.5, that is how we got to this minus 1. Now let's do the same approach for our horizontal forces. The first one we have there is XCD plus XCE minus XAC is equal to 0. Now let's resolve. FCD cos 30 plus FCE cos 30 minus FAC cos 30 is equal to 0. Now this will give us, if we divide through by cos 30, this will be FCD plus FCE minus FAC is equal to 0. Now it means that FCD plus FCE is equal to FAC. Now since we have gotten our FAC to be, I think we got our FAC to be 2.6 or so. FAC, where is our FAC? We got our FAC to be, sorry, our FAC is 3. That is the 3 that we used here. So our FCD plus FCE will then give us, our FAC is minus 3, so it will be minus 3. So we'll call this equation 1, we'll call this equation 2. Now, equation 1 is FCD minus FCE is equal to minus 1. Equation 2 is FCD plus FCE is equal to minus 3. Now, if you add equation 1 and equation 2, FCD plus FCD, this will give us 2FCD. This plus this, that is 0. Minus 1 minus 3, minus 4. This means our FCD is equal to minus 2.0 kilonewton, which is a strut. Now, since we have gotten our FCD to be minus 2.0 kilonewton, we substitute it in any of the equation. If we are using equation 1, this will give us minus 2 minus FCE is equal to minus 1. So minus FCE will give us 2 minus 1. Minus FCE will give us 1. It means our FCE is minus 1.0 kilonewton, which is also a strut. Now going to our joint E. Summation vertical forces is equal to 0. Summation horizontal forces is equal to 0. Now vertical forces, that is YCE plus YEF is equal to 0. Now this gives us FCE sine 30 plus FEF sine 30 is equal to 0. Now it means that FCE plus FEF is equal to 0. Now since we have gotten our FCE to be minus 1, so this will be minus 1 plus FEF is equal to 0. Our FEF will then give us 1.0 kilonewton, which is a tie. Now our horizontal forces, we have XCE is pointing towards the downwards, towards down, so that it will attract a negative sign, plus XCF is pointing upwards, minus FAE downwards, plus FEB upward is equal to 0. Now what I mean by upward is that it's pointing towards the side. On the x-axis, if you are going like this, it's positive. If you are going like this, it's negative. That's what I mean. Now let's resolve. Minus FCE cos 30 plus FEF cos 30 minus FAE plus FEB is equal to 0. Now our FCE is 1. Oh, sorry, minus 1. So this will be minus 1 cos 30 plus 1 times cos 30. Our FAE is 2 points. I think 2.6, yeah, 2.6. our FEB is okay, we don't know our FEB, so that will give us 0. Now this will give us minus 1 times minus that will be plus 1. Cos 30 is root 3 over 2. Root 3 over 2 plus root 3 over 2. That will give us root 3 minus 2.6 plus FEB is equal to 0. Now it means FEB is equal to 2.6 minus root 3. Our FEB will then give us 0.9 kilonewton, which is a tie. Now going to our joint D, we'll do our summation. Vertical force is equivalent to 0. Summation horizontal forces is equivalent to 0. Now vertical forces there, we have our YCD is following the negative direction. YDF also the negative direction, minus 1 is equal to 0. Now this gives us YCD plus YDF plus 1 is equal to 0, where you multiply through by minus 1. Now our YCD, when we resolve, this will be FCD sine 30 plus FDF sine 30 plus 1 is equal to 0. Now I've gotten our FCD to be minus 2, so this will be minus 2 times sine 30 plus our FDF, we don't know that, sine 30 plus 1 is equal to 0. Now sine 30 is 1 over 2, minus 2 times 1 over 2, that is minus 1 plus FDF sine 30 plus 1 is equal to 0. Now FDF sine 30 will be equal to 0, minus 1 plus 1. It means our FDF is equal to 0 kilonewton. Now that will be a tie. Now going to our summation, horizontal forces. The first horizontal force that we have here is minus XCD is following the negative direction plus XDF is equal to 0. Now this will be minus FCD cos 30 plus FDF cos 30 is equal to 0. We have gotten our FCD to be minus 2 cos 30 plus our FDF is 0 cos 30 is equal to 0. Now this 2 cos 30 plus cos 30 is equal to 0. Now 2 cos 30 plus cos 30, that will give us root 3, which is not equal to 0. It means it's not at equilibrium at this point. We still have to go. I'm going to our joint F. Summation vertical force is equal to 0. Summation horizontal force is equal to 0. Now we have our YFD minus 1 minus YEF minus YFB, which will give us 0. Now resolve FFD sine 30 minus 1 minus FEF sine 30 minus FFB sine 30, which will give us 0. Now our FFD is 0, 0 times sine 30, that will still give us 0, minus 1 minus our FEF is 1, 1 times sine 30, that will be minus 0.5 minus FFB sine 30 is equal to 0. Now minus 1 minus 0.5 minus 1.5 minus FFB sine 30 is equal to 0. It means minus FFB sine 30 is equal to 1.5. Our FFB will then be sine 30 is 1 over 2. 1 over 2, 2 times 1.5, that is 3. With this sign, that will be minus 3.0 kilonewton with this strut. Now for our horizontal forces, minus XFD is following negative direction, minus XEF plus XFD will give us 0. Now when you resolve, now minus FFD cos 30 minus FEF cos 30 plus FFD cos 30, which will give us 0. Now our FFD is 0, so everything here will give us 0. Our FEF is 1, so this will be minus 1 cos 30 plus we have gotten our FFB to be minus 3. So that minus 3 equals 30 is equal to 0. Now everything here will give us minus 2 root 3, which is not equal to 0. It means it's not at equilibrium at this point also. We have to go to the last joint, which is joint B. Now going to our last joint, which is joint B. We'll also do our summation vertical forces is equal to 0. Summation horizontal forces is equal to 0. Now our first vertical force there is YFB. YFB is pointing upwards, so this will be positive YFB. 0.5 kilonewton is pointing downwards, minus 0.5. Plus 2 kilonewton is pointing upwards, so that will be plus 2 kilonewton, will give us 0. Now this, when we solve this, FFB sine the angle to the horizontal, which is 30, minus 0.5 plus 2, 1.5 is equal to 0. Now I've gotten our FFB to be minus 3.0 times sine 30 plus 1.5 is equal to 0. Now this minus 3 times sine 30 is 1 over 2 plus 1.5, which will give us 0. Now this minus 3 divided by 2 minus 1.5 plus 1.5 is equal to 0. So minus 1.5 plus 1.5, that is 0, is equal to 0. It means that the truss is at equilibrium at joint B.